You are holding yourself together with a grip so tight your knuckles have gone white, and you do not even notice anymore. You have been clenching for so long that the clenching has become invisible to you. It is just the way you exist now, braced, guarded, held in place by sheer force of will because somewhere along the way you decided that falling apart was not an option. That if you let go even for a second, the whole thing would collapse and you would never recover. I have watched you carry weight that was never yours to carry. I have watched you absorb the chaos around you and call it responsibility. I have watched you become the strong one, the stable one, the one who holds it together when everyone else is allowed to fall apart. And I have watched you pay for that role in ways no one else sees. The exhaustion you hide, the panic you swallow, the moments when you lock yourself in the bathroom just to breathe because you cannot let anyone see you break. You think strength means staying intact. You think resilience means refusing to crack. But you have mistaken rigidity for power. And the thing about rigid things is they do not bend. They shatter. There is a version of you beneath all that holding. A version you have not met in years, maybe decades. The one who existed before you. Learned that vulnerability was dangerous before you decided that needing help was weakness, before you built the walls so high you forgot there was someone inside them. That version of you is still there, trapped beneath the weight of everything you refuse to let yourself feel, and they are tired. God, they are so tired. I know why you will not let go, because the last time you fell apart no one caught you. Because you learned early that your pain was an inconvenience, that your struggle made other people uncomfortable, that the world kept moving whether you were okay or not, so you better figure out how to be okay. You learned to patch yourself together with whatever you had, to keep functioning, to perform wholeness even when you were broken underneath. And you got so good at it that people stopped asking if you were all right. They just assumed you were, because you never gave them a reason to think otherwise. But the cracks are showing now. You can feel them. The irritation that flares from nowhere. The numbness that settles in when you should feel something. The way your body aches in places that have nothing to do with physical strain. You are not falling apart. You are leaking. Slowly. Invisibly. In ways you keep explaining away as stress, as tiredness, as just a rough patch. But it is not a rough patch. It is the structure finally giving way under the weight it was never designed to hold. You have been building your life on a foundation of suppressed collapse. Every time you should have broken, you did not. Every time you should have grieved, you postponed it. Every time you should have screamed, you swallowed it and smiled and kept moving. And now, all of that unfelt feeling is still inside you. Compounding. Pressurizing, waiting. I have watched you fear your own unraveling like it is a death sentence. Like if you start crying, you will never stop. Like if you admit how bad it really is, the admission alone will destroy you. You have turned your own breakdown into a monster. Something to be outrun, something to be outsmarted. But you cannot outrun what lives inside you, and you have been trying for so long. The truth you do not want to hear is this: you need to fall apart, not because you are weak, not because you have failed, but because you have been carrying a version of yourself that was only ever meant to be temporary. The emergency version, the crisis version, the one who showed up when things got bad and never got permission to leave. That version saved you. But they are not supposed to be permanent, and you have let them run your life for years. Falling apart is not the end of you. It is the end of the lie. The lie that you are fine. The lie that you can handle it. The lie that you can handle it. The lie that needing help means you are broken in some irreparable way. You are not broken. You are full of everything you never let yourself release. And it is poisoning you from the inside because it has nowhere else to go. I know what you are afraid of. You are afraid that if you let yourself feel it all, you will become someone who cannot function, someone who is too much, someone people leave. You are afraid that your pain is so big it will swallow you whole and there will be nothing left on the other side. But you are wrong. There is something on the other side. There is you, the real one, the one you have been protecting with all this armor. The one you have been protecting with all this armor. The one who has been waiting in the dark while you performed strength for everyone else. You do not have to fall apart all at once. You do not have to shatter in public. You do not have to lose everything to find yourself. But you do have to stop pretending. You have to let the mask slip. You have to sit in a room alone and ask yourself the question you have been avoiding for years. How am I really doing? And then you have to wait for the answer. Even when the answer terrifies you, I have seen what happens to people who never break. They do not become stronger, they become hollow. They lose access to their own joy because they have blocked access to their own pain. They move through life efficient and competent and completely untouchable. And they wonder why nothing feels real anymore. Why success feels empty. Why love feels distant. Why they have everything they were supposed to want and still feel like they are watching their own life from behind glass. That is where you are headed if you do not stop. Not toward strength, toward absence, toward a life that looks fine from the outside and feels like nothing from within. But there is another way, and it begins with the thing you fear most, letting go. Not letting go of your responsibilities, not letting go of your responsibilities, not letting go of the people who need you, letting go of the illusion that you are supposed to be unbreakable, letting go of the role you assigned yourself before you were old enough to know what it would cost, letting go of the belief that your worth is measured by how much you can endure without flinching. You are allowed to flinching, you are allowed to buckle. You are allowed to sit on the floor and sob for reasons you cannot even articulate. You are allowed to not be okay. And here is what no one told you. That is where the rebuilding begins. Not from a place of strength, from a place of honesty, from the rubble, from the mess, from the raw and terrifying truth of who you are when you stop performing. The person you are about to become is not waiting for you at the end of more endurance. They are waiting for you at the bottom of the breakdown you keep avoiding. They are on the other side of the tears you will not cry, on the other side of the help you will not ask for, on the other side of the admission that you cannot do this alone and you were never supposed to. I have watched you rebuild before. You did not call it that. You called it surviving. But you took the broken pieces and you made something that could hold weight again. You did it without guidance, without support, without anyone acknowledging what it cost you, and you can do it again. But this time you do not have to do it in secret. This time you do not have to pretend it is not happening. This time you can let the falling apart be witnessed. You can let it be held. You can let it mean something. You are not weak for breaking. You are human. And humans are not meant to carry everything forever. They are meant to set it down sometimes. They are meant to let others help. They are meant to crack open so that something new can grow in the spaces. I do not know what you will look like on the other side of this. I do not know what you will look like on the other side of this. I do not know what you will keep and what you will leave behind. But I know this, you will be lighter, not because the weight disappears, but because you will finally stop pretending it was never there, so fall apart. Not because you are giving up, because you are giving up because you are giving yourself permission to be put back together the right way, by your own hands, on your own terms, with full knowledge of what you are building and why. The version of you that survives this will not be the old you patched up and functional. It will be someone new, someone who knows their own depths, someone who has met their own darkness and come back, someone who is strong not because they never broke, but because they broke completely and chose to rebuild anyway. That is the version of you the world needs, not the one who holds it together at any cost, the one who fell apart and discovered they were more than the pieces.